Hello, I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. With Valentine's Day coming up, I thought it would be nice to get going on my husband's Valentine's Day card. Here I'm showing you that I'll be making an A7 size card. My base will be made out of that yellow cardstock, and my front panel will be made out of the black cardstock. I'll also be using this red gold glitter cardstock and gold foiled cardstock and some regular vellum that I didn't show you here. This is a Honeycomb stencil by Lawn Fawn, and these are infinity scalloped hearts from Amazon. This is an awesome set by KS Crafts. It's called the Honey Pot die set. I really love this die set. And I'll just be using the little bee out of this Magic Iris Beehive add-on die set by Lawn Fawn. This is the pop-up bee from Lawn Fawn. I'll be using today for the middle of the card. This honeycomb thinlet die and the modern alphabet die set by scrapbook.com. These are the little vibration elements I'll be adding to the card. First, I'll be using that honeycomb stencil to make my background. Here I'm taking the pigment ink and blotting the stencil with it. And next comes the gold embossing powder. I'll be taking my heat gun to it to melt the powder and emboss it. And I'll be using this part of the stencil for 3 sections of the card. Here I am powdering it up because I forgot to at first, but it's okay, it came out alright. And then I'll be doing the same thing with the smaller honeycomb part of the stencil, just opposite of the other 3 that I did. Now for the gold embossing powder again and onto the heat gun. With the honeycomb stencil still out, I just decided to do this little honeycomb area on the inside base of the card. And here I'm going to figure out the placement of those infinity hearts. I decided to chain them up just by cutting them a little and making a chain out of that. Then I'm going to pick that entire piece up with some low tack tape so I can glue it and get the best placement out of it. I should also let you know that I did run this entire front panel through my die cutting machine so I could make it look more flat, like it was just one piece. So it just looks like it was all in one paper. It turned out really nice, I think. Sometimes I like to do that. So it's flat. I'm showing you how flat it is there. Here I'm showing you the pieces that I'll be cutting out with the Honey Pot die set. That piece over to the right is actually acetate. You can't really tell. It's got the purple tape on there, the low tack tape, but there is acetate under there to die cut out. I have to say I really liked how this part turned out. I love this die set by KS Crafts, and I don't get paid for saying that. Just so you know, I don't get any money for this. If you have any questions about any of these things, you can ask, but I don't link things since I don't get paid for it. I'm not gonna do that. So here's some vellum. Here's the vellum I used to make the honey. The marker I'm using is Ohuhu YR 34 yellow. I think this came out really nice using that. So I'm going to make another little space here for the dripping honey, and then that will be for the jar. I'll just die cut those things out. And trying to just figure out the placement. I cut that honey down a little bit to go behind. Now this little area right here, thin little place to glue. Then I'll be putting that honey in front somewhere. I gotta tell you that when I put the glue behind that dripping honey, it made it look even more like honey. It was really, I really liked that part. I liked it a lot. It just made it look so much like honey doing that. Now I'm going to pop it up with some foam tape. I had to cut down that foam tape quite a bit to get it on the sides there. And now I'm going to place that sort of in the center. I'll just eyeball that. And I'll place that little honey dipping stick just right there at the bottom, popped up with a little foam tape as well. It looks yummy. It is here that I thought of using one of those vibration elements for the inside pop-up bee. For that, I decided to use a back panel with foam tape and attach it to the back side of the base. I already have my back stamp on there, so I'll make a pretty opening for it. I'm using my Cricut Bright Pad here to find that back stamp so I can line this pretty Spellbinders die up to where I want the opening for the back of the panel. Next up, I'm going to put together a little bee and the big pop-up bee by Lawn Fawn. Here I am just putting together the die cuts from that little bee that I'll be using on the inside of the card. And then next I will put together the big pop-up bee, which I did just from memory. I did not look at anything, and I did make one little mistake, but it was easily fixable. I just forgot that you are always supposed to put the wings together first and place them on each of those bee panels first. But that's okay. I remedied that situation pretty easily. I just did not look at a tutorial before I did this. And I did not look at a tutorial to put together those vibration elements. So I am not sure if I did those correctly either. But here you see I am just putting one of the sides of those bees together. And you are supposed to put the wing in first and then sandwich them in between the other die cuts to make it more stable. And so on this next one I will do it correctly. So yeah, first we're going to put glue all over and then put the wing on right there. And then put the other die cuts on. And that is how you are supposed to do that. So I have gold and vellum wings on there. And just lining everything up, gluing it down, and folding it so it will stand up appropriately on the card. There's little slits in there so you can put the bee together, sort of crisscrossing that bee. And that's where I will have the placement. Once I have that stuck on there, I'm going to die cut that main part of the bee down that stands. Again, only using yellow cardstock. And I will put the yellow cardstock right on top of that black area. I'll cut off the bee first and then just use that little platform from the yellow cardstock just to make it look more cohesive there. So here's what I'm talking about. Just cutting out that little bee. I don't know, it seems like I can use him for something else. And then just placing that over that black piece. There we go. One more. I think it looks better that way. I'll glue those two pieces down right on top there. I enjoy that bee. Next, I'll be grabbing the alphabet dies to make two words, Be Mine, for the inside panel. Here I'm just lining everything up just to kind of see where I want everything to go. It's going to be something like this. And let me not forget the little tittle for the eye. That's somewhere. I thought about using a heart, but I did find that little tittle. There you go. So now I'm just grabbing my low-tack tape, going to glue everything and put it right back down where I want it. This is the easiest method for me. So as I'm gluing everything down, just want to mention something about the other part of this card that I'm going to show you. With these little vibration elements, I think I said it before in the video and I'll say it again. I did not look at a tutorial to do that. I do not know if I did it correctly. It does work and nothing has caught on fire thus yet. This was days ago that I made this card. But I really don't know. I don't know if I did it correctly. So, if you're going to attempt to do this, I would recommend looking at tutorials on it or asking somebody that has knowledge of such things. I think it's okay. Um, but yeah. So if you're going to attempt to do that, do it at your own risk if you're watching this tutorial for it. But I did want to show you what I did. And when I do give this card to my husband, I'm going to talk to him about it. He is much more knowledgeable in such things than I am. I'll let him know exactly what I did and see what he thinks. I think that is the best way I can do it. Right there, I'm just using little die cuts I made from that Honeycomb Thinlits die set I have. And figuring out the placement just to put some bling on the inside there. And there you can see I'm using my little picker tool, which I love to use to pick things up and place them a lot easier than just trying to do it by hand. Here you can see I'm trying to figure out the placement of the vibration element and that coin battery. I've taped one of the wires down and just figuring out if it's going to work like that. And it does. So I am cutting some foam tape because I need to build it up just a little bit. Actually, I had to use some double foam tape. If I had some foam tape that was a little thicker, that I think that would have been better for this. But just building it up a little bit with double foam tape here and there seemed to work just fine. So that's what I'm doing there. I'll put a little bit more foam tape all over. And next up, I'll be gluing everything together here. This back panel and the back side of the base of the card. Lining everything up. And then I'll be ready to place that little scalloped heart, the smallest one, and glue that down. Then I'll just be writing on the inside of that heart. Push here. That is where you can push and hear a buzz and feel a little vibration. At the end of this video, you'll see and be able to actually hear that. A little video clip of that actually buzzing. It's super cute. I love it. Now I'm just placing that front panel on the front side of the base, getting it lined up. And we are coming to the end of my video. I love this card. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. There is the bee close-up, pop-up bee close-up, and there is the entire open card. My inlaid back stamp, and my buzzing vibration element. Bye-bye.